Captain, before we step onto this flavor and expression island, tell me, what does cheese make you feel when it means the food made from milk, a particular type or piece of that food, and in some informal expressions, something silly, overly easy, or lacking seriousness? Meaning 1. A food made from milk. Used for the general food made by processing milk into a solid form. Example, they served bread, olives, and cheese on the deck at sunset. Common use: cheese and bread, soft cheese, strong cheese. Cheese at sunset. Meaning 2. A particular kind, block, or piece of cheese. Used when talking about one specific type, wheel, slice, or amount of cheese. Example, she cut a small cheese from the market wheel for the journey. Common use: a piece of cheese, goat cheese, cheese wheel. Fresh cheese wheel. Meaning 3. In informal use, something silly, overdone, or not serious enough. Used when a joke, line, style, or effect feels too easy, exaggerated, or lacking depth. Example, the song felt a little cheesy during the serious harbor ceremony. Common use: cheesy joke, cheesy line, too cheesy. Too cheesy. Cheese most commonly means the food made from milk, but it can also refer to one specific piece or kind of that food. In informal English, related forms like cheesy are often used to criticize something as shallow, exaggerated, or not serious enough. Taste carefully and judge tone wisely, Captain. Carry cheese for the milk-made food that joins a simple meal, for the specific piece chosen from many kinds, and for the informal sense that warns when something feels too easy or overly dramatic as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this silence and ending island, tell me, what does dead make you feel when it means no longer alive, completely without movement or activity, and no longer working, active, or effective? Meaning 1. No longer alive. Used for a person, animal, or living thing that has died. Example, the sailors found a dead bird near the quiet shore at dawn. Common use: dead animal, dead plant, dead person. Dead bird found. Meaning 2. Completely still, silent, or without activity. Used when a place, time, or situation feels totally quiet or empty of motion. Example, the harbor was dead after midnight with no sound but the tide. Common use: dead silence, Dead calm. Dead of night. Dead calm. Meaning 3, no longer working, active, or effective. Used for machines, batteries, signals, phones, or plans that have stopped functioning. Example: the radio went dead just as the storm reached the bay. Common use: dead battery, dead phone, dead signal. Dead signal. Dead is a very strong and flexible word. Its most basic meaning is no longer alive, but it is also often used for complete stillness, silence, or the total loss of function in things like batteries, phones, and systems. Read the silence, the ending, and the loss of function with care. Captain. Carry dead for life that has ended, for stillness so complete that nothing moves, and for the moment when a system or signal no longer answers the call as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this fog and uncertainty island, tell me, what does confused make you feel when it means unable to understand clearly, mixed up with something else, and mentally or emotionally unsettled because things no longer feel ordered? Meaning 1. Unable to understand clearly. Used when a person cannot think clearly because something feels difficult, unclear, or hard to follow. Example: the new sailor looked confused when the route changed without warning. Common use: feel confused, look confused, get confused easily. Confused about the route. Meaning 2, mixed up with something or someone else. Used when one thing is wrongly thought to be another. Example: he was confused with his twin brother at the harbor office. Common use: confused with, easily confused, often confused with. Confused with someone else. Meaning 3, mentally or emotionally unsettled because things feel disordered. Used when a person feels inwardly mixed up, unsure, or emotionally unclear. Example: after the storm, the crew felt tired, worried, and deeply confused. Common use: feel confused inside, emotionally confused, confused state. Confused and tired. Confused is usually the feeling or state that comes after something confuses a person. It can mean not understanding clearly, being mistaken for something else, or feeling mentally and emotionally mixed up. Stay patient when the mind enters fog, Captain. Carry confused for the moment when meaning is hard to catch, for the mistake of being mixed with something else, and for the inner unsettled feeling that comes when too many things lose their proper order as we sail to the next island. Captain, Before we step onto this thought and meaning island, tell me, what does concept make you feel when it means a general idea in the mind, the main thought behind a plan or design, and an abstract understanding used to explain something? Meaning 1. A general idea in the mind, used for a basic thought or mental picture of something. Example: the concept of freedom meant different things to each sailor. Common use: basic concept, difficult concept. Understand the concept. Understand the concept. Meaning 2. The main thought or central idea behind a plan, design, or project, used for the guiding idea that shapes how something will be made or organized. Example: the concept for the new Harbor Festival focused on light, music, and local history. Common use: project concept, design concept, concept for the event. Festival concept. Meaning 3. An abstract understanding used to explain something. Used in learning and thinking when an idea helps people make sense of a subject. Example: the teacher used the concept of balance to explain the sea route. Common use: explain a concept, key concept, abstract concept. Key concept. Concept is a thinking word. It often means a general idea in the mind, but it is also very common for the core idea behind projects, designs, and explanations. In more academic use, it often points to an abstract idea that helps people understand something more deeply. Hold tightly to the ideas behind the visible world. Captain. Carry concept for the thought that lives in the mind, for the central idea that shapes a plan into form, and for the abstract key that unlocks deeper understanding as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this attraction and magic island, tell me, what does charm make you feel when it means a pleasing quality that attracts people? A small object believed to bring luck or protection, and the power to delight or win someone over with warmth and grace. Meaning 1. A pleasing quality that attracts people. Used for the special appeal that makes a person, place, or thing feel lovely and attractive. Example: the old harbor had a quiet charm at sunrise. Common use: natural charm, simple charm, full of charm. Quiet charm. Meaning 2. A small object believed to bring luck, protection, or special power. Used for a tiny item people carry or wear because they think it has magical or lucky value. Example: she kept a small silver charm in her pocket during every voyage. Common use: lucky charm, charm bracelet, wear a charm. Lucky charm. Meaning 3. The power to delight, attract, or win someone over. Used for a person's warm effect on others through kindness, grace, or easy appeal. Example: her smile and calm voice charmed the worried visitors at once. Common use: charm the audience, charm someone instantly. Personal charm. Personal charm. Charm can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it may mean beauty, appeal, or a lucky object. As a wider personal quality, it often describes the warm, attractive force that makes others feel drawn in. Notice what quietly draws the heart. Captain. Carry charm for the gentle beauty that gives a place or person its glow, for the small lucky object held close in hope, and for the warm power that wins trust without force as we sail to the next island.